It's the largest UN peacekeeping operation in the world. 21,000 personnel operating on a $1 billion plus budget. 10 years after it was created, the international force known as MONUC is still coping with the brutal aftershocks of the Rwandan genocide, as refugees and armed factions spilled over into the neighboring DRC. A recent survey by the International Red Cross reported that 58% of the DRC population are displaced, that 47% had lost a close relative, and that 28% know a victim of sexual violence. And according to independent observers, another 400,000 people have fled their homes in just the past few months. The rebel armies that have terrorized the countryside are being coaxed or forced to disband, many of their soldiers being brought into the Congolese National Army. But the army itself is blamed for continuing abuses against the civilian population, including sexual offenses.
The integration of these armed militias has been done very quickly to meet political imperatives, and that in turn has created other problems, in particular the behavior, if you will, of the armed forces, which has been a serious concern.
But Oxfam charges the UN force is itself to blame for more civilian suffering by sparking reprisal attacks from armed groups.
If a decision is made that actually increases displacement or causes human rights violations, we're saying that shouldn't be made. That like a joint operation that is causing human rights violations needs to not happen. It needs to be stopped.
I think MONUC is trying its best. The Congo as a country is really enormous. The problems and the challenges are substantial, but we think MONUC is doing what it can. And that's why the Council has agreed to increase the size of the force so that it can be able to meet the challenges.
But Doss says the Congolese army will not improve its behavior until it adequately pays and feeds its ranks. With the government's own coffers drained by falling mineral prices, he urged donor countries to boost their contributions to the mission.
A combination of efforts.
Doss also called on other countries to crack down on rebel leaders in exile, who are said to help plan the operations of field commanders. MONUC's mandate must be renewed again by December, but the hope is that the Congolese army can gradually take over its peacekeeping functions. The question is how long that transition will take. Tom Ackerman, Al Jazeera.